Hello, good evening. How's your day been? So you'll notice that, you know what, I was actually going to come on and practice my fantasy podcast voice. And I was going to say, welcome to Connection Matters. I'm your host, Kim Dunn. I don't know. I'm just feeling in a bit of a funny mood. I had some nice connection points over humour with one of the members of my family, so that's always nice. And that would be one of my connection hits, because that's what I'm chatting to you a bit about tonight, my connection hits and misses over the last 24 hours. And how do we judge what's a connection hit or miss? I don't know. I do know, actually. Brene Brown has done a lot of writing and talking about all things to do with emotional vulnerability and human behaviour in terms of connection. And I love her connection quote, and it's a bit of a leap off, a jump for what we're going to dive a bit more in tonight. So I'm just going to read it to you, and I will pop it up at some point in a little bit of a, a graphic or a quote. So, connection is the energy, that energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued. When they can give and receive without judgment, and when they derive sustenance and strength from the relationship. So there's a little bit in there to unpack. Here are some questions that I think might help you on when you're getting started on this connection journey and taking a bit of a stock about how you're doing, and as we go through these vlogs, learning about different ways to make connections happen, that being seen and heard and valued. I mean, that's about yourself as well as others. Yeah, and we spoke a little bit about judgment, particularly in the first two vlogs. So these are some of the questions. Did I listen to myself today? Did I tune in? Did I know what was going on in my thoughts and in my feelings? And did I act according with that? Did I listen to myself? Did I act in accordance with my values? When knowing we want someone to feel valued, that includes us. Did what I do today fit in with my values? Did what I do today bring me energy? Did any of the interactions I had today with others bring me energy, or did they deplete me? If we're looking at connection and energy, that's a pretty good gauge about whether there was actually a connection with someone. And the fourth one, which I kind of touched on, is did I judge myself or others? Now, there are lots more, but they're a really good jumping point. So, take me, for example. I'll tell you about a really big miss that I did last night. But my hits today. So, did I make someone feel heard and seen and valued? Now, I know that was a hit for me today because I got to sit down and actually talk with some members of my family, which doesn't always happen. There's a little bit more time for it on school holidays with a bit more of a relaxed schedule. So we got to sit down, two of us, and just chat and listen and connect. There was no other sound in the background. There was just that space that we chose to make a little bit, sacred, if you like, in that moment, in that we didn't let other outside influences in. That was a big hit for me. The other couple of hits in there were I sat down and did a body scan, so I was connecting with my body, what was going on for me. And I did that primarily cued in because I was feeling quite emotional about something that was going on. So I went, okay, it's time to sit and listen, see what my body's saying and doing. So I did that, and then I just did a bit of formal meditation. Now, this was not it was probably all up, no more than 10 minutes, but it was a connection hit. I listened to myself, heard what I needed, and gave it to myself. I also did my morning walk, which is a necessary connection with nature for me. And I know it's necessary because if I don't do it, I just do not feel great at all. I miss it terribly if I don't do it. So that was a big hit. What was a miss? When you're talking with teenagers and young adults, sometimes the conversation and communication can be a little bit hit and miss. I can be told, I can just get a look actually, that says, Mum, you have no idea what I'm talking about and don't pretend you do. Or Mum, do not try and make conversation with me. I'm not in the mood. And you have to kind of respect that and back away a little bit, at least for the time being, and then try again another time. So, yeah, so they're a bit hit and miss sometimes, those connections. But we keep trying and we listen, we hear the feedback, and we do something differently next time. What else was a hit today? I actually had quite a hit in terms of connecting with others in the community. So next week I'm doing something that kind of scares me slightly, I have to say, is doing a 3 to 5 minute presentation for the Narry Warren Business Group. And as part of that, you know, you give your information and tell them what you're going to talk about and give a photo. And I was quite proud of myself because I did it quite quickly this morning. And I know that's helpful to the people on the other end, because I know when I organise events and things, it's really great when people give you the information quickly. So that was a really nice connection. And I supported their post on LinkedIn because it's all about developing the group. So that was a hit. Now a miss. I'm going to tell you about that miss that I promised to tell you about. I had a phone call from one of my children last night, and I thought we'd finish the conversation, so I went to hang up and I cut them off halfway through them telling me that they love me. So it was like, oh, too late. So a little bit of a miss. We did try and make it up when later though, because it's always important that with connections we keep trying and we keep reaching out there. So what about you? If you're watching this and if you're watching it recorded, because I know this probably isn't a very user-friendly time around tea time, 6:30. How did you go with your connections? You know, how many people did you hear or see? Did anyone make you feel seen or heard today? Oh, the other thing I did do was my little micro loving kindness, but I'll talk about that another time. Did you meet with people or do things that energized you? If not, let me know. We can work on that. If they depleted you, maybe you're not quite sure why. Happy to throw that out there as well. And did you judge yourself? Did you tune in and do what was important for you today? Okay, interesting questions. Let me know what you think. So I will join you again tomorrow with another topic, all to do with communication. I don't know what it'll be because when I was doing this one, I changed my mind about 20 times and then thought, this might help people conceptualize and understand a little bit more about how you can bring connection into your life, because everything we do, every action you make, it either brings you towards or away from connection, because you cannot go through life without either seeing or not seeing, without either hearing or not hearing, without either valuing something or not valuing something. Every time you make these choices and decisions, you can build communication, you can build connection, or you can trap yourself in loneliness and isolation. And I don't want that for you. Okay, so thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.